This guy said she made the decision to sleep with him and they were never committed. Cam doesn't ask you to be his girl. You're just his girl. You want to know anything, go ask him. You think he gave me this platform right now to tell me to think that I wasn't going to tell my side? You think that if it was any random woman up here saying this, and I was like, this is not a man I feel safe emotionally with. I want a man that wants to die for me.
And what does he get in return for that?
What? My devotion.
Elaborate on that.
A woman who's devoted?
I don't want to hear what your level of devotion is.
What's up, YouTube? JayBReacts back in with another video. Now today we have Cam'ron's ex, the same one that he had on his podcast about a month or two ago, where he called her entitled and a bad investment. Now I do believe Miss Callie O'Day tried to make her point and position as to how she was a victim in the situation. But as we listen to this interview, you will start seeing the kinks in the armor as to how she is somewhat delusional. But I'm gonna let y'all be the judge of that. Make sure y'all like the video, hype the video, comment below. Without further ado, let's dive into the content.
You said something about, I believe, entitlement.
Uh-huh.
And a lot of people who viewed me publicly felt like I sounded entitled.
I've heard that.
I became an entire projection room.
I heard that. I'm not gonna lie.
I became a whole projection for I feel like every black man who watched that show, and I was angry about that.
But explain. Okay. Let's explain what the clip is that you're talking about for those who don't know.
I guess when I told him,
told who?
I told my ex Cam, I had told Cam, because I felt absolutely insulted when his friend was like, "Oh, did you think you was the only one?" And I was like, "Excuse me?"
We saw that, and I'm gonna be honest with you. We looked at that. I watched that clip for a second, and then I rewind it, and I was like, you can see she was deep. Like you wanted to curse him out. You wanted to say something crazy. I can see it.
That is
a lot of people who watched that interview that know me, they said you held back so much.
You can see it. You can see it. It's transparent.
Because I had no idea what I was walking into.
Yes.
So I had to tread carefully.
Okay.
So, and when he said that, I'm like, I don't know what this is. And I don't know what your intentions are in this moment. So I have to really question why you're asking me these questions.
I think for Cam at that moment, it was just content.
So when he said, "Oh, did you think you was the only one?" I was like, what kind of question is that?
If we could reenact that moment, what would you say right now?
What would I say?
Yes. Without being in deep thought, just how would you feel? What would you say?
If he said, "Do I think I was?"
Let's remove him. If you have respect for him, let's remove the respect you have for him. If it was someone that just had that conversation with you, what would you have said?
Did I think I was the only one? Yes.
But that's what I got out of it, and me and Dre actually spoke on it. I said, I think she would have said she wanted to say yeah. But that means. And respectfully, and I don't know because I wasn't there, but respectfully, that means he acted as if you were the one. So I'm pretty sure.
I've never seen any other woman. So why wouldn't I think I was the only one? And when you hang around somebody damn near every day, why wouldn't you think you were the only one?
I agree. Y'all got a funny relationship though. I was laughing a lot. It's funny.
Oh, it's funnier than that.
But it seemed,
But that, you saw angry me, so you didn't see the funny parts. But we're a riot.
Just so y'all know, I'm gonna elaborate a little bit. Callie X is Cam'ron, and a clip went viral between her and Cam, exchanging a conversation about their relationship, and she said it made her sound very entitled. Now let's get into this entitled thing. Why do you think that people received it as if you was entitled?
Because instead of sitting there and talking about giving, I've never, ever, gave another woman the acknowledgement.
Okay.
And I would never speak on another woman. Okay. You understand?
How long was your relationship?
It's a very complicated dynamic because our romantic relationship, I would say not long at all. Like maybe 6 months.
Oh wow.
Well, how can you feel like you're the only one if it was only 6 months? Like, that's a very short time period. To say that this is just a serious thing, I think that she's withholding some information. I can't really believe 100% what she's saying on that.
But our friendship,
Forever.
2 decades.
Friends.
Yeah.
So it's strange because we went maybe 13 never even discussing what happened between us.
13.
And over the years, I would
13
say
years?
10, it was always questioned why we aren't together. And I had no words.
I would say that a lot of men, though, like real men, masculine energy, their love language usually is words of affirmation, like affirming. Like that's usually validation is usually because I don't expect a woman to buy me anything. I don't really expect a woman. You know, we're gonna mutually spend time with each other. I don't have to be up under my woman all day, every day.
No.
You know, so I don't. Sex is a.
But that's, how do you expect me to want to, like, you want access
Okay.
Okay.
to me physically, but don't show up in a way to me that shows me that you value me.
Okay. Is that only transactional?
Oh, good question.
It's not only transactional, it's more of,
She lying.
Should be like a requirement.
it absolutely is a requirement.
Okay, she took way too long to even think about that because he said transactional, which would be financial. The next thing would probably be emotional. She said they were great friends. She said we damn near spent every day together. I thought I was the only one. So now he didn't show up like that. Something ain't sounding right.
But some people will say, well, you should just like me. Like, what grade are we in? Like, you should just show me that you want to be with me and that you like me. And I hear so many men say this. I want to punch them because it's like, maybe you know. And I always take it there when they be like, oh, well, you know, you shouldn't sound so entitled. Like, I have to give you something to be with me. I was like, you know what? Maybe your mother's husband felt the same way, or your father felt the same way. Why he left.
Could be the reason.
And didn't take care of you.
Could be the reason.
And didn't nurture the union he had between you and your mother. Like, you cannot sit here and say that you as a man are not required to show up emotionally for a woman.
Hold on, but you just was talking about transactional. I'm confused. She's saying emotions, but you saying give you something. That's transactional. I don't think anybody should just go out and just be giving money any and everything. Now, if you happen to choose that woman or y'all choose each other, y'all gonna give each other things. Y'all probably gonna spend money on each other. Y'all gonna do for each other. This is sounding kind of one-sided from her.
I agree with that statement, but I do believe that these days, if a woman naturally dates a celebrity, she automatically has higher financial expectations. Would you agree?
It wasn't, our relationship wasn't like that. I never looked at this person as this. I like, at one point it's like, okay, they're like cool or whatever. We became friends through one of his friends. And after that, they was like, hey, you guys it became you want to hang out? You want to hang out again? And we started hanging out almost every day. And we did this for years. And we were really just, I always felt like we were just friends until people acknowledged that he had, till one of his friends was like, you know, that guy really likes you. And I'm like, really?
Also,
I know when a man likes me. I don't really get that from him. But I think that he's more used to women throwing themselves at him.
Okay. Could be.
So, and that comes with the lifestyle, you know?
I see that a lot.
Because women throw themselves at him, he would, he doesn't feel inclined to show up more than he's been required.
Makes sense. It's conditioned. I can see that.
Yeah.
But the one thing I will say is the fact that he probably like you so much is because of the fact that outside of course, physical, is because of how you show up for him and not expect him anything to, like other women would. You understand what I'm saying? Because that long tenure that y'all have had is because, again, you never had crazy expectations. So you never really expected him to.
I mean, I was able to take care of myself. So it wasn't that, but.
She's hiding something. She is. You can tell.
Even in taking care of myself, he knows the environment that I was in. Somebody who cares for you and really loves you would have said, I don't want this for you.
Oh, expectations. She was expecting him to take her out of something. See, she never said it directly, but her saying that means that why didn't he overextend himself to provide more financials for me? She just said she could take care of herself. Now you saying if someone does like you, they would want to uplift you. For sure, but guess what? Maybe he didn't like you like that. Maybe he put you through a test. Maybe you didn't pass it. I'm not sure as to their situation, but something just isn't sounding right as she keeps explaining her situation.
I see what you're saying.
I see so much more in you.
He probably did.
But one thing I did hear him say is you're very, very you're one of the hustling women he ever met in his life.
Okay.
He definitely said that.
Go get
I mean,
him.
a lot of people see women hustling and want to congratulate them, but I don't applaud any man that sees a woman working from really hard, because that's usually a trauma response, and they become very hyper independent because it's a survival mechanism.
Oh, so he's supposed to take you out of that.
I like that. And what you're saying is facts.
It's Cam's job to take you out of that life. So he's supposed to see you as a hard worker. He's supposed to tame the boss in you. No, if you're a hustler, you're a hustler. Why not hustle for him or with him to help him make more money for him to invest back into you? You possibly could have been a headache, but we're going to continue this interview.
But so I'm lost, because it's like,
Me too.
where would he assume that the entitlement is? If we've had this aesthetic for so long, and now if I'm asking you to do something for me, I've never done that before.
I've never been able to ask for anything.
Wow. Did he establish that, or it's just how you felt?
I remember things in the past he would say, as I was like, why don't you ever help me? He would say, nobody ever helped me. Help yourself.
He treated you like a son. That's crazy. Hey, he must ain't really like you like that. He might have just wanted some action.
And that right there
Crazy.
laid it out for me.
So you knew the sign.
And I was like, this is not a man I feel safe emotionally with and wanting to be intimate with.
She said emotional.
Because it's a different level of intimacy. Somebody who, I want a man that loves me down. I want a man that wants to die for me.
But you still had sex with him.
And what does he get in return for that?
What?
If
My
you-
devotion.
Elaborate on that.
A woman who's devoted?
I don't want to hear what your level of devotion is. Because that for you is extreme. I want to hear what your level of devotion is.
I like that.
If you know someone, a woman cares for you, and you don't devote yourself to her emotionally, what do you think will happen?
I would assume devotion is 100% committed. I'm all in, locked in. I'm there for you regardless.
Yep.
Win, lose, or
It's
draw.
not even, there's different dynamics of devotion.
Okay.
Like,
You're
you
mine.
know, I've just been in relationships with some amazing men. And there was a difference.
So what happened with those guys?
Good question.
One of them
Yeah.
didn't like the fact that I wanted to pursue a music career.
Okay.
And he felt
Hold up, but if you're devoted to him, you should have dropped it. You should have said, you know what, I want to make a family with you. Ma'am, stop it. You want somebody to be devoted to you. I don't think you want the same on their side. I don't think you're going to give them the devotion that you say you would.
like, this is a lifestyle he didn't want to continue in.
Okay.
And the other one ended because of my relationship to Cam.
Wow.
So he told
You
you.
dropped a great relationship for Cam, who was just a friend who wouldn't give you anything. That's crazy as hell, ma'am. I think you're lying.
You have to separate it.
No.
So he's just like, I don't want nothing to do with it.
It didn't end that way. It were other things involved, but it ended because it was a business relationship as well. And that got complex. And then the fact that he wasn't okay with me still having a friendship dynamic with someone I had a past with.
I can understand. Like, I'm being fair to him. I can understand. You know, especially, you know. See, most women would say because he's insecure. And
No,
I
it's not
see what I'm saying? And I'm happy you say that, because sometimes we got to understand and accept preference. Like, there's certain things that just, I prefer this. I prefer not this. I prefer this.
True.
I prefer this. I prefer not this.
True.
I didn't find this out until years later.
That he felt like that?
Yeah. So it was never brought to my attention.
Someone said, what did you do wrong? If you could say anything you did in that relationship wrong, what would it be?
What did you do wrong?
Trusting someone with me physically, even in not listening to my intuition,
Okay.
and realizing that this person wasn't operating from truth, and staying and keeping them as a friend for a very long time.
So you regret it?
Let's talk about Cam now.
Yeah, because the dynamic never changed.
But did you? I do believe like I always tell my little cousin, she's 30 now, and she's dating, and she got this guy. They've been dating 10 years since she was 20. And I said, he's not losing access to you, so why would he change what you already have? Y'all been living with each other since y'all was 24.
That is true.
Right? Guy, you can read what they said.
They said that's not what she did wrong. You never really loved him.
Elaborate on that to them. Explain that to them. That's your opinion.
That's their opinion.
But you know your truth, rather. I mean,
yeah, I don't know how they could feel like
some people project. You gotta admit that.
I never really loved them.
Dealt with it for a long time.
A very long time. I even remained your friend through it. And it was a point in time where I said, you know what? Because we never discussed it.
Okay.
And I said, that was my fault. I forget that he was still a man, and that, men are attracted to me, and that I allowed him access to my body. And instead of showing me how good of a man he wanted to be to me, I gave him access through friendship. And I should have questioned more. I should have required more.
So y'all were intimate while y'all friends?
We were
Yeah.
friends first.
Oh my.
And then we became intimate, and then the dynamic changed. And we were...
Yeah, because he already done hunted you. He acquired you at that point. See, you should have paid attention to all the signs prior to that. See, you were enamored by him being Cam. You gotta think about it. She's a musical artist. He's a musical artist. He can open doors for you. He already probably understood how to catch you without you even being aware of it.
I felt like, because he was telling me one thing privately, and then I was seeing another thing subconsciously publicly.
Okay.
I didn't know what to believe, but whatever it was, it didn't sit right with me. And I decided to step away. And even then I was like, maybe I should have had more self-respect. And I said, that's okay, because I still valued this friendship. He was my friend of a very long time. And I, just said, that part of our relationship is off limits.
Okay.
And because it was my longest standing friend.
And you know who
And
he
the
was.
only person closest to me that I had.
That makes
See,
sense.
that's why all that friend stuff. Y'all have all these friends, these guys that's around y'all. Man, that ain't your friend. That's a man waiting to crack. And you say he your friend, so you probably knew how he operated with women. So what would make you think he would treat you any different? You were just a friend, somebody he had not touched. You should have looked at all his previous experience and say, damn, can he handle me with care or the same? Or how much do I actually want to stay stuck to this guy?
Like I said, I could hear when you hear two sides of the story, you could actually put a puzzle together. Now I'm starting to see what you're saying and understanding your lens. Because when I first heard it, I was like, damn, Shorty sound mad entitled. I was like, oh my Lord. I was like, wow.
Oh, it isn't in there.
What else was it?
It was the fact that even then, still said, okay, this was me giving him another opportunity over a decade later to show up for me romantically.
Okay.
And he abandoned me again.
Wow.
So then I was like, okay, this right here seals the deal. after 10 years and you kept questioning and here we are again, no more, right? I then ran into him. I forget how we ended up linking up one day in City. It's my homegirl's birthday. We just linked up or whatever. And we had stopped by my venue for the first time. And we were just chopping it up. And he was talking to his friends about how he would like to potentially give me my own show. And
bait. Sounds like a little bit of bait, but let's keep listening.
And want to help me. And I was like, wow, I've never heard this side before.
And what happened with that?
That changed things.
We then ended up spending, he came, visited me. He came to my birthday party. I was surprised because he said he wasn't coming. So he surprised me with that. It was again, like, this is a side I've never seen. And then he was like, yo, what are you doing for Thanksgiving? So we ended up spending time. And I was like, you know, my dad lives near you. So I don't feel comfortable spending Thanksgiving with you and not seeing him. He said, bring him. So me and my dad and him spent Thanksgiving. And his friends love to just like be a part of the whatever. I don't know what that is, but they always interject and say things like, oh, you know, it's no reason. It's a reason you're here. We're like, what reason is that?
Like jokingly or seriously?
Seriously. You know, I don't think, you know, it's Thanksgiving. Like, and I'd be like, in my mind, I'm like, who cares? I've known this.
Sounds like they were playing the wingman position that they were. If they were Cam's homeboys, if they were supposed to egg on and add value to the situation, they were playing into the game to boost your head up to make you think that, hey, this man really, really like you or something like that.
Me and Fava, like.
But what would they think the reason you there for?
I have no idea. Like, I guess that's them saying he really likes me and I'm special.
But I would assume that too.
I would like to assume a lot of things. But you know what happens when you assume, though?
You make him?
Okay.
Yeah. My question is, keep going.
So after that, we talked about giving me my own show.
Yes.
And I had my business at the time. And he was telling me that I should close my business because I told him I was having issues with my landlord.
Yes.
He left me, my landlord left me in there for 3 years with no water. He didn't do any of the work in the lease.
Wow.
And this is why I came to Cam and asked him for the $25,000 at the time that I did.
Yes.
But that was the year 1. We're now in year 3.
That was year 1.
And I ended up doing all the work myself. But what happened?
Okay, y'all. So the asking of the $25,000 was year 1. Now we're at year 3.
The landlord wanted to make me an offer because he wanted the space back. And I said, I called Cam and I said, Cam, the landlord gave me 24 hours to make a decision. And I have to be out of my business tomorrow. What should I do? You told me you want to give me a show, but you say I don't listen. While we were there for Thanksgiving, he said, you should pack up your things, move back to the West Coast, come closer to your family, and let's do you a show. And you should close your business because nobody wants to go through litigation. And I was like, but I think I could fight this. He's like, nobody wants to go to litigation. Just like, get rid of it. Mind you, I spent $250,000 on this business by myself.
Wow. And was he offering you anywhere near that?
He didn't offer me anything. Oh, he did offer me for the show. He said, we were going to shoot a series.
Hold on. He did tell you to listen, though. See, this is a key factor that I don't think she still listened, but let's continue.
About my life.
Okay.
Right? And he said, I'll give you 10%. I said, 10% of my life story? Mind you, when we had that conversation on that show and he gave his host on the show, she has her own show.
Okay.
He offered her 50%. He took that out for her show, but she thought she can get a better deal elsewhere. And he ended up offering her 10%. Right? So I just want to know why you feel like you want to come out the door offering me 10% when you offered this girl that you already have on payroll 10%. That's when I got mad. And that's when they edited it out. And then
she's talking about Stat Baby.
See me talking about my business. And then he wants to talk about the business. And I scream, this is not about the business. This ain't got nothing to do with the business. And you wouldn't know that because it's not there. So I ended up, I was just tired. Mind you, I'm a full-time nursing student in an accelerated program.
Yes,
I'm
ma'am.
feeling extremely depleted trying to carry the weight of this business.
Okay.
Congrats on that, still.
And what's that?
Congrats on that, though.
Thank you. And I just said, you know what? I'm tired of fighting. I'm tired of going through all of this. And I ended up taking the deal that the landlord offered. And I was just going to move back to the West Coast regardless. But the person who was going to rent my apartment was trying to scam me.
Hold on, so you still was gonna move? So damn, it sound like you was still gonna go with the plan anyway, while trying to fight the plan. So it sounded like you was not listening.
So I ended up having to stay. I lost my income. I ended up giving back my lease on my car. I had no car, and I had to figure it out. I got a certification while I was in nursing school. And then because we got into it, when you on the show, you hear us say, after I had 24 hours. I called him and I said, Cam, the landlord gave me 24 hours to make a decision. What should I do? He says, I told you not to open that business. I said, what does that have to do with what I need to do in this very moment? Because you say I don't listen. What does that have to do with what I need to do right now in this very moment? He says, I told you not to open the business. Very dismissive. Again, what did we talk about for not showing up me emotionally?
You don't listen. And men don't like be put on the spot to say that I got 24 hours, I need 25 grand. Men do not like being put on the spot like that, to where they have to make this drastic decision for someone who ain't listening. Like that is like oil and water. We do not like that at all. You are like a spoiled child at that point, because I'm trying to tell you, I'm trying to give you the blueprint on what to do. You're fighting against it because you have your own boss mentality. I think she might have cooked that situation on her own. I don't think it was just Cam. This is the side of her that we start seeing, that even the host ain't holding her accountable for the actions of how she is.
So I'm making these emotional decisions based off somebody who's made me promises that they're not even upholding. And I say to him, you know, I really wish HUD and his friends were still alive, because I feel like you would have treated me better. He then became the victim. It was my fault, and it ended our friendship. Because how dare you speak on my friends? And I say, okay, I understand that's sensitive for you.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Yeah.
That's
sensitive for you. That's fine. But if anything, all I said was I meant that I was grateful for them, because when they was around, I felt like there was a little bit more of a balance. Like I felt like even his homeboy always, when he was outside, you good? You straight? I felt a little more protected.
You sound like you should have been with the homeboys. That sounds strange as well. Like if I'm supposed to be your guy or potential guy, and you talking about my homeboys who made you feel safer than I could make you feel, shouldn't you be with them? That would piss me off as well. And if it's a soft spot because they did pass away, why bring that up? That's when women know your deepest and darkest fears. Sometimes they can use that as a weapon to now hurt you, to bring that up and throw it up in your face. And now she want to say that, you know, Cam claimed to be the victim, but technically you were weaponizing.
what you're saying. That's what you're saying.
So
That's wild.
it was me being grateful for them, because his other friends, his little minions, they don't do that for me.
Why should they do for you?
But he mentioned their friendship with those guys is forever. You know, he said one is like a brother to him, one is like a cousin to him. So, you know, like I have
You hear
friends.
this? He said, why does she make it seem excuses for the bullshit that she was going through?
Oh, damn.
She messed around with. I'm the victim.
The comment
player?
section
No,
roasted me.
I'm not the victim.
I just think you're just telling your side of the story.
Exactly.
So like
This guy said she made the decision to sleep with him and they were never committed.
Damn.
Cam doesn't ask you to be his girl. You're just his girl. You don't ever listen to him?
Say it again.
He said she made a decision to sleep with him and they were never committed. I didn't go on the show and say I was his ex-girlfriend. He went on the show and told you I was his ex-girlfriend. He let you know the level of commitment he had for me. So let's not reverse this.
But you just said that he ain't do nothing for you. Ma'am, that don't make sense. I know you trying to like do reverse psychology to make it seem like Cam claimed me. You're supposed to claim your man. That's what you choose. You give the guy the opportunity to give you a relationship, give you sex, give you whatever you're supposed to get from him. You cannot try and play this and act like you just big up, or not big up, but you just shut down the comment section. The comment's right. why are you sleeping with somebody who's not really committed to you? Why are you giving somebody something that's not really giving what you want?
Stop sticking up for people you don't know. Are you going to listen to hear? Or are you going to listen to respond?
I think she just responded.
But like I said, someone said eat up. I'm like, but I don't. I'm listening to your side of the story. Like I can't say, guys,
Look at Kim.
what she's saying is right
Look
or
at
wrong.
the pick me on the screen.
You know, I can't say what's.
Eat her
I don't
up,
know.
Q, like you did Shay last week.
No, but
like there's no way to be eaten up, and there's no need for me to lie about a goddamn thing.
No,
you want to know anything? Go ask him. You think you think he gave me this platform right now to tell me to think that I wasn't gonna tell my side? You think that if it was any random woman up here saying this, I didn't ask to come on a show. I was drug on the show.
I think she's talking about.
So he never told you
what
that you was coming on the show for that?
No. They wouldn't tell me why. They just said, come on the show, answer these questions. I said, I don't want to do this.
Nigga needed content.
He said, Sin said, just do it. I'm doing you a favor. I said, I didn't ask you for any favors. I don't want to come on the show. I don't think this will end well. Yeah. I said, if anything, I would prefer a private conversation, not a public one.
I will say this, though. I mean, Cam might have been right, low key, because, I mean, she did get some more notoriety out of it. Probably she got some clout out of it. So it happened. She did get something, but it might have kind of backfired also, just from the way how she presented her own character and kind of got clowned publicly.
Cam's on the internet saying, yeah, relationships just stay private.
So
y'all such diehard fans, watch him, listen to him.
So let me ask you this, and this is what I want to ask now: what made you stay so long?
Stay? He was just my friend.
Well, what made you still? You know what I mean? Like
I felt like it was a friendship, and I was just like, yeah, he's cool, whatever. He's like I said, the only person I knew in New York. I live here by myself. Remember that. The longest standing relationship I have. The closest person to me.
I agree. I understand. So let me ask you, like, being that, but were you committed to him though? That's the question.
When we were together?
No, for the whole tenure.
No. What do you mean?
Okay.
I've dated. I said I have boyfriends.
See, that's what I want to make sure. That's what I make sure. See, now it makes more sense.
Me maintaining the friendship that I had and when I was pursuing my music career was completely different. And then I've been single for since 2019.
Okay.
I've dated a few people here and there, but nothing that I would consider very, very serious.
That man Cam wanted a turn, bro. I think he just saw opportunity. He struck. He knew exactly what you wanted. He knew he can kind of entice you by it. And then when you showed him that you couldn't listen, that made him to a point where it's like, I'm not about to invest in you. You won't listen. And I'm investing in bad situations. That 25 grand that you might have needed, it was going to be blown. And you don't seem like you was much of an asset to me at that point.
And
would you entertain Cam again?
No.
Never again?
No.
What about as a friend?
They probably still friends.
That's where
niggas still friends.
I feel like are. Because while we were on the show, if you notice that they were asking me, am I still attracted to him? Mm-hmm. Do you have feelings for him?
Are you?
Well, at the time it was a little slight confusion there because I wasn't sure.
Yes, you are.
You were upset because, like I said, how do I, as a woman, feel physically attracted to someone that doesn't know how to show up for me emotionally?
It's financial.
Doesn't care about my overall well-being.
No.
You know, how I'm doing.
No, she keeps saying emotional, but she wanted him to actually take care of that situation she was in, which required money. So that means it's financial. He gave you the emotional part. He told you what you should have did. You should have moved back to the West Coast. You should have got rid of that business. You didn't follow that though.
Mentally, honestly, in last year, in the process of closing my business and me losing my
and you still closed it.
Only source of income and trying to get through one of the most challenging BSN programs. And like I said, having to get certifications to apply for certain jobs to, you know, to be able to fund my life. I felt like I aged at least 5 years.
Damn.
Because that's the type of emotional toll it took on me and my nervous system.
It would do it to you.
Plus all the trauma I've endured over the years from my life, my past. Now, I'm not on here to badmouth anybody.
I didn't take it that way,
will
though.
not do is, you know, not share and make it seem like I didn't go through anything and that I didn't endure anything, because it's so many women that
Why is the nails missing?
know that these people are on these platforms, like, and because they're celebrities, they don't want to see these people as humans or as anything else. That when somebody says something, oh, I'm this or I'm that, I don't really care about how you feel, because nobody gave a fuck about how I felt.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm the one paying for it. Okay.
I'm gonna since look, y'all, a lot of y'all got something to say.
I think I'm gonna leave it right there. The fact of the matter is, the situation between her and Cameron could have been something real, for sure. Do I think she played herself? For sure. Because let's say he might have been testing her to see if she was going to actually listen. She failed the test. She still had her idea of how her relationship setup should have been ran. I mean, you got to understand who you choosing. It's Cameron. He's a successful guy. So I understand the risk that she probably felt like she was taking, but why even take the risk? You give up the body. So now he already got full access to you, but you're not letting him give you access for as the mental or the financial part. You only let him get control over the sex part. And you think that was just going to be enough for him to possibly give you 25 grand. That's not no small amount to give somebody. Granted, y'all were friends the whole nine, but he probably wasn't going to give you that if y'all were just friends. And you probably wouldn't even have asked him if y'all were just friends. That would have never came up. But now, since you gave him up sexually, you thought that now it was okay to ask that. And if y'all in a relationship, I understand you helping out your person. You would want to do that. But in your back of your mind, you like, damn, do I want to burden my person? This is my fucking problem. This is my situation. I think she played herself with that. And then using the weaponizing of the friends dying, that wasn't smart either. Because people, I would say just hurt people do that. Male or female. They'll throw up things that they know about you to weaponize it. And to not hit you where it really hurt. Went for the jugular. That's what she did, even if she probably felt like it wasn't. And if you with them friends so much, why weren't you dating one of them if they made you feel so safe and comfortable? I think she still's open to the idea of her and Cam being a thing. It's just it would have to be positioned a way to where she feel like she has to get ultimate benefits. See, a woman who automatically feels like they just entitled, that's where it's going to be problematic, because every guy now is sitting back like, damn, I got to be paying you all this just to keep you here. Why you not just here? You're going to be taken care of if you're just here, but you're requiring a lot. And that becomes the headache. Like, man, I'd rather not even waste my time or just give out all these excess resources when I can go somewhere else and get more for less. That's the scary part now that some of these women play. The ones that's entitled, like her, they play that game that I deserve this. And it's like, ma'am, you're going to be, and it's going to sound messed up, but a depreciating asset in a lot of instances, especially if you ain't got the mindset to endure. Now, I ain't saying you're supposed to take a lot, but I'll tell you this, the more enduring that you are, the more likely that guy is going to appreciate you even more. That don't mean he got to run you through the mud, but the ability that you're durable and you going to hang in there, that's going to make him appreciate you. And we talking about a man in the lifestyle of Cam. It's not a normal guy. So if you already seem undurable, why would I keep you there, giving you all this money and nothing it really is coming out that I actually want, other than just the sex part? He already tested you mentally to see if you would listen and stay financially. You proved him to be, I would say right that you wouldn't listen if it was the test. You failed that test. You X'd yourself out that situation. So I know we heard her side, but to me, it kind of clarified more to where Cam was coming from. I think Cam just kind of played her it was some content. And I think he did give her a little bit of a boost when you're thinking about what could have came out of the whole being on the podcast situation. I think she got a boost from it. Because how else would you have been put in that light? You wouldn't have been able to. I'm gonna do a part 2 to this because she made another point in another piece of this interview, and this thing's so long. I don't want to have this whole long ass clip. So I'm probably gonna do a part 2 to this interview on the reaction side, and the next part was pretty good. I think the host actually kind of held her a little bit more accountable than on this part, but I'll make sure I have this link in the description. Y'all watch it in its entirety. You know, it was definitely a good interview. This is your guy JayBReacts. Also with the merchandise, man, I've created something that I'm very proud of, Duality Factory. I feel like it's something that expresses a piece of myself, my mind, the way how I think, because I view things as a duality, a based reality. So I also want to bring duality based content to reality, to where it's things that you've seen online before, it's things that you've heard, but I want to have both perspectives of it, and I just want to be able to grow differently and just add a little piece of myself into the mix of what I'm already doing. Just a part of the growing process, it's a part of the elevation and just moving through time, while producing through time. So if y'all want to support that, I greatly appreciate that. If anybody that does make a purchase, send me an email, pictures. I will definitely post those in the community section. Shout y'all out, whatever y'all need. But this is your guy JayBReacts, and until next time, y'all, peace.